Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we're looking at some of the top 10 worst January 2020 wild meta decks to climb with. Now this doesn't necessarily mean the deck is bad, it just means that it's going to be a bit more of a challenge to climb the ladder with these specific decks. First up we have Macho Evolve's Reno Control Mage. So Reno Mages, you'll see the quest variants and the control variants. The control variants are significantly worse than the quest ones, simply because of their speed and their lack of a sound win condition. And so this specific list is designed to stall and counter whatever's coming up towards you. So that's why you see things like the Galaka Crawler to deal with pirates, Bad Luck Albatross to deal with other control or Reno decks. We see there's a Gluttonous Ooze to deal with weapon classes. And then you've got the Lich King as some greed and the Dragon Queen Alexstrasza to finish off. At number 9 we have Goku's Odd Warrior. The reason that Odd Warrior isn't in the best spot is because of a single card called Mechunter. Mechunter Warlock is a really awful matchup for Odd Warrior. That's one of the reasons that we see Azalina in this list, as well as the Bran and Cold Light Oracles, because basically if you want to beat the Mechunter Warlock, you're going to have to start milling portions of their deck or pulling it out with Deathlord. At number 8 we have Evil Devil's Jade Druid. This is actually a bit of a more fun list than you usually see. It's running Ysera Unleashed to help you get some extra value, and it's also running King Ferris to help you get some extra value. So one thing with Jade Druid is that it's a little bit too fair, and it is countered by Skulking Geist, so having that little bit of extra greed in the top end can help you get a bit of a better edge. At number 7 we've got Mech Hunter. Big problem with Mech Hunter is it is just outclassed by Mech Paladin. Everything Mech Hunter can do, Mech Paladin does better. And there are so many mages and warlocks in the meta with Flame Wards, Defiles, Dark Skies, who knows what else. It's just very difficult for Mech Hunter to have any success. At number 6 we have Reno Priest. Now, Rena Priest, definitely a very powerful deck in the right hands, in the right meta. If you're queuing into a lot of Even Shaman, for example, this is a fantastic list. But one issue with Rena Priest is it does struggle to get to its win condition, the Raza, the Shadow Reaper Anduin. And again, the meta's really sped up, so really fast decks like Secret Mage, Mech Hand Buff Paladin, really cause issues for this deck. At number 5 we have a Ben from Works Even Warlock. Even Warlock is a great deck against Even Shamans, against Odd Rogues, against Paladins, but there's one class that really picks on Even Warlock, and that is Mage. When you're playing an archetype that's designed to make your health total go as low as possible against popular decks that also try and do the same things against you, it's a deck that doesn't perform too well in the wild meta. At number 4 we have Duin's Reno Hunter. This is probably one of the most difficult to play archetypes in the wild meta. You've really got to know your ins and outs of the decks, the different matchups you're going to face. And Duin has pretty much optimized his take on the list. If you practice hard, if you learn the deck thoroughly, you will do very well. But just be warned, Reno Hunter has a pretty serious learning curve. At number 3 we have Big Priest. People will never give up on this deck. Many Big Priest players who live in the shadows, still regretting those days that Barnes got nerfed, still play this deck. Barnes typically no longer sees play. This list more goes for the Vargoth as kind of being your Barnes on 4, and just bringing back lots of big annoying minions over and over again. At number 2, we have 27 E18's Galakrond Zoo Warlock. Now, Galakrond Zoo Lock, although it can do very well at the lower ranks, one thing you'll find as you get closer to Legend or at Legend is there are just so many mages and control warlocks that it's really difficult for this deck to be successful. The Zoolock is just a little bit too fair in Wild. Yes, you can get some outrageous openers sometimes, but more often than not, you're going to fizzle out and run out of steam. And the number 1 worst deck to climb with in the Wild meta is my friend Bernt's Togwaggle Druid. Bernt, if you're watching, I hope you're proud. This deck's actually a ton of fun to play. It's specifically been teched to deal with a lot of the Darkest Hour Warlock that you're seeing. That's why you see there's a Naturalize in there. But one problem with Togwaggle Druid is that it is very weak to Dirty Rats, Death Lords. It can sometimes just get beat down by even Shaman like there's no tomorrow. Devolve, for example, can just get through the Spreading Plagues. But if you really want to challenge, you want to have a lot of fun, not only will you need to learn how to play this deck, but you'll also have to learn how to play your opponent's deck, because you will be stealing it with the Togwaggle and Azalina. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to make it all the way to the end of this video. All of the deck codes are available in the description below. Let me know how your success goes. Let me know any low-end decks that you've been having success with. If you want to support the channel, you can click that subscribe button, click the bell, and until next time, hope to see you again.